What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we have a very interesting experiment. Now, those of you that have been following the channel, you know that around the beginning of the season, we actually played I guess we'll call it a Spirit Aggro deck, but we haven't really come back to that. And we started talking about it on stream a couple of nights ago, and somebody asked, okay, well, can we do something that has Broodmoth in it? Because, or Mothra, if that's to your liking. But, it's a cool card. It's a card people like, but it didn't show up in enough decks, and it's going to be rotating in another 4 months or whatever. I figured, why don't we get some time with the card before then? But then I started thinking, like, where would it belong? And then I started looking at decks I had and things I'd been working on and was updating. And then we started having the conversation of what happens if you have a Broodmoth and a Joffrey in play at the same time? Well, I figured it's worth finding out. And that's how we got to today's deck. So sometimes weird conversations can bring you all the way around to finding some really cool ideas. Other times they just lead you to trouble and you're doing 6 hours worth of deck building and testing that goes nowhere. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. We'll call it today Lorehold Spirits deck. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of cards in here that are kind of all working together and trying to do different things on the same line, and we have some weird numbers of things because I was really squeezing to put a lot of cards in here. So starting at the top, we are playing Sentinel's Eyes. I would go so far as to say maybe Sentinel's Eyes could be reduced to 2, possibly, just because of where we are now in the format, and we're seeing fewer things like rogues or even mill decks. But even then, if you're playing against mill decks, you're probably going to turn one of them over into the graveyard anyway, and they don't really care how many creatures or cards you have in the yard. So maybe Stonebinder's Familiar works great. Obviously with Sentinel's Eyes, if you're reusing that, you're exiling cards, and that's good. But we have several other cards that are exiling stuff as well, so you can have this sometimes as a 4/4, going into turn 4 or 5, which is pretty impressive. Then we have Usher of the Fallen, just a good all-around card. You see this in other aggro decks. No surprises here. Clarion Spirit. We're playing a fair amount of 1-mana things, so very often we can play a Clarion Spirit and cast 2-3 things in a turn and really keep getting those extra spirits. Rally the Ranks. We are playing 3 of these. I wouldn't mind having a 4th, so if I were to ever remove the Sentinel's Eyes, I would probably go to a 4th Rally the Ranks. Maybe. There's a couple other cards we could add an extra one of as well. But with this, we're usually just going to call spirits, and we're getting to pump everything. Even those other little tokens we get from the Clarion Spirit is actually a spirit. So, very cool. Does a lot of work here and really helps almost as a finisher sometimes. Then Elite Spellbinder. This is another one we're only playing 3 that if you really like, you could play a 4th one. Would be totally reasonable here. But the card's just all around good. Yeah, it's not a spirit, but it's a 3/1 flyer, and it really slows your opponents down. It keeps key cards out of their hand. Like, it's hard not to play with the Spellbinder, truthfully. Skyclave Apparition. Well, it's in the name. It's an apparition. It's absolutely a spirit, so it fits. And we get to do some fun shenanigans with this card as well. Bonecrusher Giant, also not a spirit, but also a damn good magic card. And it's hard to play without it, truthfully. I don't know. Like, it's another one I want 4 of, but again, there's just not enough room, so something's got to give. But it's a good card. It's a good card. Venerable Warsinger. This is one that, like, as you get to replay stuff out of the graveyard, can get really annoying for your opponents. One of the things, too, is remember during combat, because I think this is something comes up a lot of people don't pay attention to, but if the Warsinger gets through during combat and something dies during combat, it will be able to get back that thing that just died. I think a lot of people don't calculate that when they're blocking. So remember that whenever you're attacking with multiple creatures. If they don't block the Warsinger, you're going to get back whatever they block a lot of the time. So that's a pretty big deal. Then Luminous Broodmoth. Again, we talked about this in the opener. This is kind of one of those cards that just is a lot of fun, and when you have something like this where you can play Warsinger and then you can get stuff back out of the graveyard, so you can kind of keep that whole chain going. You can reuse apparitions, which is really awesome. Yeah, just tons and tons of stuff, you can do with this. Now, the downside is something like Elite Spellbinder doesn't come back because it already has flying. So, that's fine. It's doing a lot of other work anyway, so you're not going to not play it just because you're playing Broodmoth. It's just something you have to be aware of. And then we're playing Joffrey Ghostforge. And this creates some really wild situations, because if you have Luminous Broodmoth, Joffrey, Warsinger. Like, you effectively are not going to lose a creature during combat. Because either the Warsinger is going to target it to bring it back, the Broodmoth just going to bring it directly back into play because of its trigger, or Joffrey's going to exile it and you're going to get a thing, or all of those things will happen over a series of multiple turns, and your opponent's likely to be dead long before that. So if they're not exiling your creatures, you're going to be able to keep a lot of creatures on board. And it's actually pretty sweet when it gets going. Lands, we're not doing anything too fancy. We're playing 9 snow-covered plains, 6 snow-covered mountains, 2 Fury Calm Snarl, 4 Needle Verge Pathway, 2 Faceless Havens. So overall, mana's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy there. What is that? We got 15, 17, 21, 23 lands. I think that's fine. I don't think we have to go too crazy. We do have a few things that cost 4 and 5, but there's only a handful of them, and we play a lot of things that cost 1, 2, or 3. So you shouldn't have too many mana issues with this deck. But as always, y'all know the drill. On the back side of these games, at the end of the video, we will be doing an update to let you know what I would change about this after having played the games. And then we'll have a card spotlight where you can get a little bit of education on some things in Magic. Do this just so they don't know what we're up to just yet. Oh, they didn't play anything we could kill. That makes us sad. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and set this up to die. We just get to find out if it's rogues or mill of some kind, or if it's just Dimir control. Okay, so this is probably some type of control deck. This Clarion Spirit won't be living very long. Or at least I wouldn't think so. There's not a logical reason. Oh, it's another mill deck. Our second one we've played in today. Great. Okay, then. Knowing what we know, I guess we just do this. It's not the most exciting thing, but it's the correct thing, I feel like. And it's cool that it's an odd and an even card, so, you know, though they can remove odd and then get a 3/3 blocker to kill our Clarion Spirit when the time comes. Alright, opponent, what are we doing here? So they can kill the Clarion Spirit, get a 3/3 and block, kill the Apparition and be able to block our Clarion Spirit. So it effectively means we can't attack with it, which kind of sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and just get in there with an Apparition. I'm fine with that. Apparently the opponent is too. I'm going to hold on to the snow-covered mount. I know they actually know it's in our hand, but if we get another Snarl, I'd rather just have that to go with it. I feel like whatever we do is getting hit with the didn't say please, right? Do we just try to cast the Bone Crusher? I think so, because I feel, well, dang it. You know what? I'm going to end the turn. If they play a kill spell here, then we can shoot them and still get, alright. So we can at least get a spirit out of it. Then it's here if they play like a Shadow's Verdict, we don't lose everything. If they play an Extinction Event, it hurts, but it's not the worst thing. Yep. See, sometimes you just know, man. You just know. Alright, now we're just going to hope they don't have 2 Extinction Events. Though if they do, then we follow with Broodmoth. Actually, maybe we just do Broodmoth and Sentinel Eye here. Is that more correct? Probably is. Let's do that. Alright. Now if they Extinction Event, it's not nearly as bad. Like, it still sucks, but it's not like dire. Also now, if they Extinction Event for odd, they risk losing their crab, which is also pretty nice. Oh, Mothra's gonna eat it, aren't you? No, not yet, they said. Not yet. Okay, I'm in. Let's attack. And crab doesn't look like it's in any mood to block, but it might be. Oh, really, opponent? You're just gonna let us remove your crab? Maybe you don't know how this works. And now our things fly, so it's not bad for us at all. How badly do we believe in the didn't say please is the thing. Because now I kind of want to get Hoffrey, because Hoffrey plus Mothra is gross. But I'm just trying to decide how hard we can push on it. Excuse me. Oh, now they're going to kill that. Okay. Well, now we get to play Hoffrey. I mean, I guess if they have another, right? I mean, do we care? Okay. End the turn. I mean, if they Extinction Event, they end up with two. They get a 3/3 and a 1/1. Then we'll just have to play some Bone Crusher Giants, I guess. Alright, Tutelage we don't care about. That's fine. Tutelage is okay by us. Kind of sad, though. I almost played the Sentinel Eye last turn, and maybe I should have. Oh, this is going to get us bad on an Extinction Event, huh? We really don't have a choice, though. I mean, we do, but we don't, if you know what I mean. Drown the lock on Hoffrey. Alright, well, that's actually kind of good news. Alright, we're going to do this. If they get it, they get it. I think we just got to give it to them if they find it. I mean, not a lot we can do. End of the story. Alright, that gets a lot of cards. We're still right now getting at least 5 damage through. So, that's fine. Unless they drew a removal card, which, you know, very possible. Ooh, Sentinel Eyes is pretty big here, though. Sentinel Eyes is pretty strong. Don't hate that. Yep. Yep. Keep it. We're going to just draw that white land we need. That's how this is going to work, right? Or not. Or not. And I didn't mind playing that first, even though it's probably the better creature between it and the Stonebinder. But it's also like, if something like this happens, how do we want to approach it, you know? Because, like, I can attack here, see if the opponent's willing to trade. If not, actually, you know what? They play 2 spells. That's going to become a 3/3. Well, if we don't get the land anyway, we're going to die. So let's just do this. I mean, we really need a second white, the way our hand's set up. And that would be brilliant here, too, especially if they end up putting 2 counters on the Berserker and then we're able to remove it. That'd be great. If not, we're going to be hurting a little bit. We do at least have the ability to play a 4/4 War Singer, so that's kind of nice. And worst case scenario, they might actually want to just trade for their Berserker, which would also be good. But it looks like they're also stuck on mana themselves, so I don't know what's going on here. Okay, there's Duress. You will get a Sentinel Eye, which doesn't really hurt us. So we're good with that. Alright, you got a Hateful Eidolon. Okay, I see. So it's that type of deck. Got it. Okay, we're going to have some serious work ahead of us. Especially since we did not find the land that we needed. And even just a land would have been good, but this is bad. This is pretty much the definition of bad for us. All right, I'm going to hope that maybe they try to cast something onto their Eidolon. Maybe like a demonic embrace or something. Oh, nope. They're just going to try to kill our Usher with a... Oh, no. Okay. Well, let's take that out then. Okay. Still the same stuff. Come on, white land. Untap white land, please. Thank you. That was big. Because we waited a while to make that happen. We'll take the bigger one. And I'll attack. If you want to trade, you're welcome to trade. Nope, they chose not to. Man, you can still play 2 spells here and turn them into a 5/5? Oh my gosh. Alright then. I almost wouldn't mind if somehow these both died. We could turn this into a 4/4 next turn, playing the Sentinel, this, and we'll see. But I don't know. Maybe we just play a Bone Crusher and use that to chump block. I don't know. The opponent can have a lot of things going. Hey, Shelby, thanks for liking the stream there. Also, those of you rolling through, if you are liking the stream, please do not forget to follow the page as well. Today we're just kind of goofing around with the, we'll call it a little bit of an odd Spirits deck. But we're having a little bit of progress. Oh, do I want to take that or not? I'm a little torn. I don't know if I do. I think I am, though. I think I am. I'm brave. Maybe a little stupid, but I'm going to say it's brave. Not able to play this out of the yard yet because I don't have anything there. I could put this on white and play 2 of these things. Whatever I want these things to be. Or we could play... You know what? Let's do it. Let's put this in. Well, I'm just going to attack with... Do I attack with both of those first? Because getting that token out of the way actually could matter for next turn. So, yeah. I think I kind of am willing to trade here. But I could also just attack with both, make a 1/1, and then just play these 2. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to play the War Singer. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just let it die. I'm going to try to gamble a little bit that maybe the War Singer lives and I have a shot at getting that Usher back anyway. I'm going to play this in case they don't actually have 2 spells to play. We can actually chump block the Berserker. And they do have a Lurrus they could remove. Oh, they can actually from any card in the graveyard. So yeah, they're fine. Alright, let's see what's up. How many things die today? Hey, Adam, thanks for liking the stream, friend. Alright, there's a Lurrus. That's going to make things highly unfortunate here. Unless we find a kill card. We did not find the kill card for the needed situation. Okay. So now what are we looking to do? We have exactly 2 cards in the graveyard, one of which is the Sentinel Eye. I feel like we attack with everything here. Though they would be encouraged to block with Lurrus. They could double block like a War Singer there and Lurrus block something. I don't think they will, though. I think they're going to be looking to play Deadweight and something, whatever's in their hand next turn. So I'm going to do it. Let's get in there. Let's force the issue on the opponent. Make them decide what to deal with. That's all they're doing? Well, we're just going to be able to get our Apparition back and get rid of Lurrus. Okay. I'm down with this plan. I don't think you're aware, opponent, of what's about to happen. Yeah, that was real good for us, actually. I guess I should have played the Stoneblade Familiar before the attack, but I didn't really think opponent was going to block like that. Okay, well, I guess we got this. I can't imagine what they're going to do here. I mean, the War Singers are just going to keep getting stuff back, so I mean, you get a 3/3. You can double chump one of our things, but now we can use Sentinel Eye to turn one of those into a 5/5. Yeah, like... yeah, we'll keep this. This actually isn't too bad, because we get to possibly turn the Stonebinder's Familiar into a 3/3 if we can draw another land. Well, actually, we can do it anyway with just a rally. But we get to kill something, turn this into a 2/2. Then maybe get to play, if we're lucky, a Spellbinder, or Elite Spellbinder. And that would also turn the dog into a 3/3. And then we'd be off to the races. So let's hope for that. I like that version of the story a lot. Oh, white is in this deck, or blue's in this deck. I didn't expect to see that, actually. Hey, we did it, team. Let's hope this is enough to get us down the road where we want to go. They have a negate, a speaker, a Karametra's Blessing. Man, people on the ladder are playing some crazy stuff here lately. Do we even care about negate? I mean, well, we do, because negate could stop our rally in the ranks. And they could play a speaker, and yeah, it's fine. I would trade for that if they were doing that. I would trade to kill a speaker, so that's fine. Okay. Because here I was just thinking they could speaker and then attack and whatever, and we'll just block the speaker. Like, we don't really care. I mean, they could Sentinelize and then protect it with the Karametra's Blessing, I suppose. I mean, that's a thing. I mean, they are words that are correct and matter. I just don't know how much they matter. Alright, opponent sounds like they're into this plan. Oh, they have an all that glitters. Son of a... What? Okay, no blocks. Now we have a real problem on our hands, team. Did not see this coming. That definitely was not on our bingo card. Oh, boy. Alright, so what do we want to do? We can play this duder. Pretty much just forcing the opponent to use their Karametra's Blessing next turn is all we're going to be doing. I mean, I guess we could put this on the dog now. Because if they want to trade, I'll trade. But I know they don't want to. Man, I did not see the all that glitters coming. That's a pretty good little trick for the opponent. So good on them. I'm still going to block here. They will gain 6, and we're okay with that. I mean, because they're either going to gain 6 now or they're going to gain it on defense. Unless, of course, we find an apparition. Like, it's not like I'm not going to block. I mean, we know, but we got to get the card out of your hand at some point. And we already have a live Stonebinder's Familiar. And we can get the Stonebinder Familiar to a 5/5. So, we kind of got to do what we can do, you know what I mean? And we're going to hang on and try to get this Ha free to work. I mean, we could just make this dog a 6/6 and just say, F it. You're going to have to find... Well, they do have a negate, though. That is a thing. I mean, we kind of just play it, though, right? I mean... Sure. Alright. We'll try to Stonebinder's Familiar the dog. Oh. Oh, and the gate costs 4. Duh, it's actually exiled. Oh, that's so stupid. I could have got another point of damage in. Well, we're good to go now anyway, because now they can't even double block it. Another Familiar. Attacking with their team. Yeah, it's like at some point you got to block opponent. You can't just let all this through. Come on now. Okay, they didn't get another all that glitters. Alright, there we go. Now we don't even care if these duders die. Okay, this is it. More Speaker of the Heavens. That is not going to cut it, opponent. I mean, you Sentinel's Eye, you can gain 2, but that's not going to do it. You'll go to 8, and we're going to be attacking for more than 8. Oh, there's Faceless Haven we don't even need. Well, the good news is our mistake of not playing that Sentinel Eye earlier didn't come back to bite us. Turns out, it's not bad. If there's any concern, it's just trying to manage your odd and even stuff against extinction events, mostly. Alright, is that a dead Usher? It is a dead Usher. Ooh, don't mind that, though. I don't mind that. Come on now. This is a little tough, because I don't necessarily... Okay, we will shoot a hall monitor. I was thinking I was going to have to play stuff in a weird order, but we don't necessarily have to. Alright, we get to hold on to a couple of apparitions here. I don't have anything great in the yard to get back just yet, so I'm not really wanting to hang the Warsinger out to dry. If they have removal, I'd rather it go after a Bonecrusher Giant. Because we've kind of got all our good value out of it already. And then if for some reason they do kill it, there's a chance we can use the Warsinger to get back the Bonecrusher Giant. Well, now we have another Warsinger, but that's a different thing. I guess I could have attacked with the Giant first, see if they block. Because there's a possibility they might have if they had an axe in hand. But now this is a little weird too, because they can kill an apparition, they can block our Bonecrusher Giants. Like, we're going to do that song and dance a little bit. I would like to draw land here, though, so maybe we could play Warsinger and then follow up with a Hoffrey. Growing War. Okay. I mean, I guess we could steal in a Crowing War. Or is the opponent just going to Ember Cleave us with their own dude? Because, I mean, I could see that being a thing. Oh no, they're going to play their own Bonecrusher Giant. Fair enough. Now I'm in a little bit of a situation. I don't know. Okay, they had another Frostbite. Oh, that's weird, because they could have just blocked and killed it with their own Bonecrusher. I wonder what their strategy is here. Kind of confused by their plan. So we're going to get our Bonecrusher Giant back next turn. But we will be giving them a 3/3. But we could... And they only have one card left. So, I mean, do we even care about getting rid of the Crone War? I don't think we do. I think we just do this. And just remove that. I mean, they'll get a 3/3 back. And we get our Bonecrusher back. I mean, I guess that's the right thing. Like, I don't know. That was a little bit of an awkward situation. I'm sure if I reassess that, there's probably another line I could take there. They have a Phoenix. Phoenix is annoying here, though. I mean, Phoenix is a real card. However, we're going to try to play this Warsinger. Oh, that's also good, though. That's also very good. I kind of need to send in the Bonecrusher. Or do we? Part of me is like, just play Rally the Ranks and boom, go for it. But like, that's a little risky. So we're going to do this. And I'm going to send in the Bonecrusher. Because if they trade, we're fine. If they don't, we're fine. If they only draw a land, then the Phoenix doesn't stop us from doing much of anything next turn. Okay, they got a Fireblade Charger. That's a real card. Alright, we're going to take at least 4, because I'm sure they're going to pump once. So that puts us to 10. This is still somewhat of a fight. I mean, we do know... Okay, now actually, this actually shrinks the clock pretty significantly, because now we can attack, for sure, get back our Venerable Wars, or our other Apparition. They don't get to kill anything here with a Charger. I mean, we'll take one. Warsinger is going to get back an Apparition. Apparition's going to remove the Phoenix. Alright. Pretty sure Mono Red's got nothing at this point. Yep. GG's. I'm gonna mulligan. I mostly because I didn't know what to do with that hand. Like, I looked at it and just went, I don't feel good about any of the things I could do there. And that was my other concern. If they were playing like any type of aggro deck, like we'd have been in this weird situation. So what I'm probably gonna do here. Oh, they didn't even want to attack there. Interesting. Huh. Sentinel Eye? Mostly because I'm setting up to just play Apparition next turn. So if I just play both of these, I can't really keep attacking if I play the Apparition. It's kind of my thought process. But here, maybe, if the cards come out right, I'll still be in a situation that I could attack with the Apparitions if I want to. There's also a situation that maybe I get another Sentinel Eye. Well, they have an Apparition of their own, that's fine. That could have allowed us to do a couple of things, but turns out, didn't matter anyway. So now, we're in a situation that we probably just removed their Apparition. So we're not getting... I don't know. What's the best thing they could do? Play the Blade Historian? I mean, if so, we take 2, 4, 5, 6, and then remove a Blade Historian. I mean, I guess that's fine. Like, I don't love it, obviously, but nah. Like, kind of like, what do you do? Alright, we're going to play this. I'm not really sure what it's going to do for us here, but we'll find out. Because I have a feeling there's a Blade Historian in our future. Oh, never mind. There's a Winota. I assumed it was going to be mono red. If I would have thought it was Winota, I would have just got rid of the Apparition. Yeah, that's a mistake on my part. I didn't take into account it could have been. I need you to whiff, opponent. I don't think you're going to, though. Alright. That one's on me. I'm not even putting that on the deck, because I could have prevented that. There would have only been a Spellbinder out there. But, I chose poorly. So, that's what happens when you choose poorly. Keeping this one, but I'm less enthused about it. Lovestruck Beast. Alright. I'm making a 1-1. Ooh, boy, are we going to need some mana. We're going to be living on these Apparitions and stuff real hard this game, too, I bet. Alright, Scavenging Ooze, we can at least kill you, and that's nice. Alright, that's what we were looking for. Alright, let's go ahead and kill off that ooze. Take our one. This is going to be a... I feel like this game's going to be a lot of kind of like slow maneuvering to deal with whatever big creatures I play. Because like we may have to use an Apparition to kill like a Questing Beast next turn. And then kind of build up to like, can we play Spellbinder? Can we play the Warsinger? You know, try to turn things around. Sort of what I feel like is going to happen here. Could be wrong. That's what it feels like. Okay, there's the Questing Beast, as expected. Yeah, I'm assuming you're attacking, opponent. Can't imagine you're going to do anything else there. Alright, well, let's see if they have another. We're going to attack. Oh, boy. Please don't have another. I mean, if they do, we're going to get in a weird spot, because we're probably going to have to play just Bone Crusher Giant at some point just to block with. Okay, Stone Cold Serpent, annoying, but that's not end of the world type stuff here, so that's okay. We can live with that. I would have liked for that to be untapped, though. I'm not going to lie. Would have been real good to be able to stick a Bone Crusher and then also play Sentinel Eye. I think we're going to do this. Alright, we'll take a Shadow Spear. Not that it matters, I can still play it, but, you know, is what it is. So we're probably going to take 6, because it's not going to be worth blocking. Yeah, you can totally play it and equip it. Oh, they drew the other one anyway. Well, sure. Ah, boy. Alright. What do we want to do here? I almost want to draw another rally in the ranks. Really? And you're not attacking with the Stone Cold? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm not blocking. Take your 2 life. I'm down. That whole thing could have been way... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Now business is about to pick up a little bit. No attacks. Because now things change here a little bit, right? Like now we can block, only take a little bit of damage. These apparitions come back, get rid of a Stone Cold Serpent. Like we can do some different things here now. The door's opened up a little bit. As long as they don't get like Primal Might or something here, which they could. But this definitely changes things. Oh, the opponent opted not to do anything there. Okay. Then we're not going to attack because Stone Cold has reach. At least we're not going to attack yet anyway. We could Warsinger and then Rally and Sentinel's Eye next turn, so they just have to straight up block to kill it. I wouldn't hate that, actually. I could also send in the Apparition guarding the 3/3 just to kill the Stone Cold Serpent. And that's actually not bad either. So that's a relevant plan. Actually, crap. If I was going to do that, I should have played the Stonebinder's Familiar first. Because there's a chance I would have got another card off of it. They could also have a Snakeskin Veil that can make our life sad. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway. Would you like to block, opponent? I'd love it if you block with the 2/2 even. That'd be great. Then we get to get both creatures out the way. That would be awesome. I have a feeling they're not going to oblige us. Yeah. Alright. Let's go with this. And then we'll just play the Bone Crusher. Actually, I say that. Yeah. We're going to do that. Because we need something a little bigger anyway. And then, like I said, next turn, maybe we can Venerable Warsinger plus Rally. Then get in there with the Apparitions and just see what the opponent does. Because at that point, you're taking 6. Like, you can't just not block ever. You know what I mean? It's going to become a real problem for them. But getting to reuse, like, Apparitions and Spellbinders and stuff, like, really a huge benefit of this deck. Alright, so they're going to move the Shadow Spear over to the Stone Cold Serpent. Okay. I guess this is a ram through or something? Yep, okay, that makes sense. Still doesn't change much of anything. I mean, they gained some extra life there, I suppose. It worked out. I guess it didn't change it. I thought about playing Spellbinder last turn, but if they had the ram through in hand anyway, they would have just used it, so really didn't change much. Alright, so I can put that back on the 1/1. Okay, I can appreciate what you're doing, opponent. Let's go ahead and play this. And then no attacks. And then the plan here for us actually is going to be, now admittedly, if they find another ram through, we are gonna be hurting a little bit, so we have to be a little careful there. But my plan is just gonna be, if they don't move the Shadow Spear again, go ahead and play Rally the Ranks, Call Spirit, put the Sentinel Eye on the Warsinger, and kind of force them to have to block with the Stonecoil Serpent. Because if they don't, then we can attack with Apparition and whatever. And oh, did they find it? Oh, they hesitated like they did. So that kind of worries me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That makes me a little bit uncomfortable. So maybe we don't do what we wanted to do this turn. All right, let's take a look at what the opponent has. And then we'll just play the Sentinel Eye, and then we'll try to set it up for next turn. It's probably nothing relevant, but I'm curious. If it's another ram through, that does hurt. Okay, it's just a land. That's not the worst thing to know. Oh, actually, you know what? We can't even kill the Stonecoil because it's protection for multicolor. That's not going to be a thing. I should have put that on the Bone Crusher Giant. That's a mistake. So that's going to lead to a really ugly situation now. I'm actually going to have to play Rally and probably call Giant. My opponent's probably looking right now and going like, why didn't you put that on the Bone Crusher so you could attack me? Like, and they're absolutely right. Like, I just wasn't even thinking. I got so held up on the Warsinger being able to get back the Moth that I wasn't even thinking about that. Though we could also just play this and we get in for what's that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If our two biggest things get blocked. No, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. We would lose the Warsinger and the Giant. Or they might block both of those to get 4/4s back. But no, they wouldn't do that. Warsinger at least gets blocked. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that could happen here still. But I definitely messed up. There's no doubt about that. That is for sure a mistake. And I can't justify, like, there's no way I could call spirits with this. Like, oh, it's a Gem Raiser. Okay. I guess we got a little bit lucky. Actually, they just did us a favor in a way. But they're still in a situation that if they attack, I mean, we'll take a little bit of damage, but I'll definitely put multiple bodies in front of it. So that doesn't change much, really. Yeah, that's still fine. Still in a situation that I would block. Like, doesn't change this at all. Oh, well, we found it the hard way anyway. Yeah, this is going to change things. Now, the funny thing is, when the apparition dies, they will get two things. If they manage to kill our apparitions, plural, I guess. Yeah. All right. Okay, I don't know if I just got really lucky with this deck or what the deal is, but over 2 different streams, we went about 66%. I believe we were 6-3 on one and 8-4 on another. So I got nothing, man. I thought this was going to be a lot more of a struggle playing it, but honestly, it did really well. The only thing it really seemed to struggle with are particularly like the Winota decks. And I think there's some things we could do as far as changing up the composition of the deck to offset that a little bit. But otherwise, it did pretty well against a large swath of decks. Now, I would possibly, I know we started out with part of the experiment being, hey, we want to play Broodmoth. But the truth is, if we took out Broodmoth and just played Blade Historian, the deck's probably so much better. So we probably should be doing that and just get in the big attack and end it. Also, we could cut back or maybe even possibly remove the Sentinel's Eyes to play an additional Bone Crusher Giant, an additional Elite Spellbinder, and that probably makes the deck a lot better. And it solves a lot of those problems you're having in that Winota matchup. Everything else, I don't know if I'd really touch too much. It actually played really well. So I wouldn't want to rock the boat too much. Honestly, we could do this. What if you cut like the 2 Hoffreys, cut one of the Brood Moths, and just turns those into 3 Blade Historians? That also brings the casting cost of the deck down, so probably try that in the final version. That's probably going to work out a little bit better. Now, for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Akroma's Memorial. This is a card that I think people forget about sometimes, but it's always a popular commander card because it goes into every deck. Any creature deck can play this thing. And let me say this, like, it is a card that's been reprinted, and that really didn't bring the price down all that much. I mean, you can still find these for in the $15 to $20 range, depending on the version that you want. And the card's always going to be playable, and it's probably going to continue to go back up. Matter of fact, as more people come into Magic, this is the type of card that more people will be looking for. And until we reprint it again, yeah, it's still going to be sought after. So feel free to always trade for these because they're always going to have some type of value. And, you know, feel free to play them in your commander decks because they're super sweet. Don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below, along with links for a ton of other things. I recommend you take your time and browse through that description a little bit. I leave a bunch of links down there for a lot of stuff. 2 of the big ones, always, if you're shopping at TCGPlayer or Amazon, use the URLs I have down there for each of those. And you don't have to do anything different. But if you just shop through those URLs, I'll get a small 1 to 3 kickback. You'll be helping out the channel. And I have some other stuff there. If you want to come join us on streams and give us some ideas or pitch some things like today's deck, or just get deck help, you can come right into our Discord and we'll help you build your deck and clean up some problems and maybe help you beat the meta if you're having some issues. And finally, if you haven't, I gotta ask so kindly, why haven't you? Please, would you do me the favor? I super duper love you and appreciate it if you do it. Just hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because those help us be seen by more people, let me know that you love what I'm doing, and most importantly, let you get notified every time I have a video up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.